What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ace. This is Fantasized Football. We are back again, bringing y'all some more fantasy football content for the 2021 fantasy football season. And we are here yet again on a Friday to do another mock draft. Y'all know what it is, and if you're new, we do mocks on Friday. But before we get into today's mock draft, I did want to say thank you. I appreciate y'all so very much for coming by on a weekly basis and showing your boys some love and support. Honest to God, helping the channel grow, it means the world to me from the bottom of my heart. But yes, if you are new, I'm sorry. If you are new, thank you as well. I really appreciate you. If you at any point enjoy this video, whether you're new or not, if you do enjoy this video at any point, if you have been enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Help me reach that goal of 200 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the fantasy football season. It was 100, but we blew that shit right out of the water, baby. So we're on the road to 200. Let's send Fantasized Football to the moon, baby. But yeah, let's talk about this mock. We are doing a 10-team mock today. We've been doing a lot of 12 teams lately, so I decided let's go with 10. Let's go with full PPR, and we're going to go from the 9 spot because we have not drafted there. I want to do every spot, and I did 4 twice. What a dork, right? Listen, we're doing a 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 8 bench spots, 10-team mock from the 9 spot like I had mentioned. So let's just get right into it, baby. Let's start drafting, dog. Fantasy Pros has a new, I don't know, whatever it is, a new system, I guess. I've seen it on my phone. I don't know if it will be the same here as it has been on my phone. Hopefully it's not because I didn't like it that much, honestly. But, oh, yeah, this guy, phone machine. Nope, we don't need that for the mock, baby. So we pull up the rosters, pull up the cheat sheet here, open this up a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so we're all good there. Let's pull up the draft board, baby, and see what's happened, man. So, woo! This is my type of start of a draft, man. McCaffrey, Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, Zeke. Big run on running back to start the draft. You will see this in a lot of your drafts, to be honest. But this is perfect, man, because I kind of thought about this when I was saying, okay, we're going to do a 10-team from the 9 spot. That's what we're going to do today, right? I kind of planned this shit out before. You know, you probably should when you're doing stuff like this. But I kind of already thought about this. You know, I want to do something a little different, right? That's the point of these mocks. I'm always trying to diversify with this kind of shit because for me, I kind of already know how I'm going to go into my draft. And I will do a video later on, maybe even a little series basically telling y'all how I am going to be approaching my drafts this season. But I do like to diversify things and show different strategies, show different approaches so you can decide whether or not based on these mocks, these different strategies will be good for you if it's something you want to do, if it's something you don't want to do. So the strategy I was thinking about is going ahead and grabbing Travis Kelce here, right? Because this is where you're going to have to take Travis Kelce in a lot of your drafts. He's going to go in the back half of the first round in the majority of drafts this season. Maybe he falls to the second round, but a lot of time he's going to go in the first round. And especially on a board like this, where you see all these running backs come off the board, you get Travis Kelce, you're starting off with a stud at a different position. A lot of the running back value has been dried up, so you diversify a little bit. You go with Kelce there. He's connected to Patrick Mahomes. He's been the best tight end in football year in and year out for God knows how long, and that's obviously great for fantasy, right? Being connected with Patrick Mahomes, that is. He's a target monster. He's one of the focal points of this offense, but we see after we go with Travis Kelce, Nick Chubb, and then Austin Eckler starts the second round. Now, we have another decision to make here because we could do something else here, right? Are we going to go with running back where we have Joe Mixon, Cam Akers, Gibson, Clyde, or do we take our top wide receiver, right? You have Tyreek Hill, you have Devontae Adams, you have Stephon Diggs, Hopkins, all those guys still there, right? For me here, a lot of time I would want to go with running back, but with this run, running back is dried up. Who's my top guy here? I think Akers or Gibson is my top guy here in full PPR. Probably actually Gibson. And I'm not like super hyped on him being my running back 1 anyway. So you know what? Let's do something different, right? Let's get Diggs here. Have I already done this? Have I done this? Have I started Diggs? Did the 0 RB go like that? No, I don't think so. Let's take Diggs. We'll go with like a modified 0 RB approach here, right? Let's see how this works out. Let's see how it ends up looking. So the reason why I decided to go with Diggs there is because now we have our top tight end and we have our top wide receiver, while everyone else is grabbing running backs. I mean, after about Saquon Barkley, I'd say the value starts to slip off a little bit there. This guy started Chubb and Eckler, but we have an advantage at tight end and at quarterback, and I mean at wide receiver over everyone else that doesn't have Davante Adams or Tyreek Hill. We have the biggest advantage at tight end, and in my opinion, in full PPR, depending on the situation with Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers comes back, that would have been Davante Adams there, but I just went Stephon Diggs to be safe. We start off with our top tight end and our top wide receiver. So after Diggs, we see Davante Adams, Cam Akers, Tyreek Hill, Najee, Gibson, A.J. Brown, Michael Thomas, and Calvin Ridley round out the second. The third starts DK Metcalf, Joe Mixon, Justin Jefferson, DeAndre Hopkins, Waller, Mahomes, Kittle, and Swift. So a lot of wide receivers go. The top quarterback, the top other two tight ends come off the board, and not a lot comes off at running back. Now, I personally probably wouldn't do this, but we absolutely have to lock in our first running back here, right? We absolutely have to. We're probably going to go back-to-back running back here, but in a full PPR league, starting with Kelsey and Diggs, you're looking at, between those two guys, probably close to 250 catches, if not more, in 17 games. So that's 250 points before any yards or touchdowns between those two guys. So it's not a bad start. And I see here we got Clyde, we got Carson, we got Dobbins, we got Miles Sanders, we got Montgomery. You got Keenan Allen, Robinson available at wide receiver, Terry McLaurin as well. Tight ends dried up for the most part for now. Obviously, we're not looking there because we have Kelsey, Josh Allen, Kyler, Lamar, Dak, etc., etc., etc. For me here, it's kind of a no-brainer. I'm going with a volume play. I'm going with a guy that I actually do like in PPR, and that is Chris Carson, right? Chris Carson, I am okay with in the third round. Yes, they say it's a slight reach, but he's my top running back available. And I like Chris Carson in all formats, but I actually like him in PPR a lot because year over year, he has been more and more involved in the passing game. I did do a video on Chris Carson, consistently, criminally underrated. Check that one out. If you haven't, it is on my channel. You can find it. Go ahead. Just type in Chris Carson, consistently, criminally underrated. I'm sure it'll pop up on YouTube. But listen, or you can just go to the channel. Listen, after we go with Carson, we see Keenan Allen and Allen Robinson come off the board. Great news. Two wide receivers come off. This guy was already loaded up with two running backs. So like I said in the tips video, you kind of see that. This guy's already got two running backs. So chances are he's probably going to double up on wide receiver. Maybe he does go with one running back there, but he's probably not going to take two. So you're going to get one of your guys coming back to you here. Now, we go over to the cheat sheet, and we are going to go with another running back. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Dobbins, Sanders, Montgomery. We do have McLaurin still there and Cooper. I do love Terry McLaurin here. But like I said, we do need running back. We started off Kelsey and Diggs, so I want to get a guy with some pass-catching upside, a guy that I do think has a lot of upside. Chris Carson, I feel, is more safe, more of a floor. So I'm going to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire here, man. I actually think I have him as the highest guy still available. Last season, I was really high on Clyde, and I got burned for it bad. Let me get a little water in me. I got burned for being high on Clyde bad, right? In the league I did draft it, I ended up winning anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But this season, going in the fourth round in 10 teams, like the late third round, a lot of time in 12-team leagues, I think that's a great value. Obviously, he is connected to this Kansas Chiefs offense, to Patrick Mahomes, should be more involved in the passing game this season, should have more touchdowns this season. He should regress to the mean in terms of that full offseason under his belt. So I think Clyde's one of the best values in fantasy this season. And now, we do have Kelsey and Clyde, but I am not concerned about that whatsoever. This is going to be a high-octane offense. I probably wouldn't have, like I said, I wouldn't have gone Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, but Kelsey and Clyde, Tyreek Hill and Clyde, I have no problem with that whatsoever. So, after we go with Clyde, we have McLaurin, Julio, Dobbins, Robert Woods, Josh Allen, David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, and DJ Moore, and then a humongous run on wide receiver. Mike Evans starts the fifth, Galladay, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Godwin, Deontay, Thielen, and Tyler Lockett. So we started off our first four rounds with Kelsey and Stephon Diggs taking advantage of what was going on around us and capitalizing, getting the top tight end and the top wide receiver available when all these running backs were coming off the board. And then after that, we get Carson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire dropping to us at a relatively good value in terms of Helaire. Maybe you might say it's a little bit of a reach on Carson in the third round, but I think that is just fine for him there. But now we are back on the clock and we have a decision to make. Let's pull up our cheat sheet. We have a decision to make because Do we go out and do we lock in our third running back to put in our flex, or do we get our wide receiver 2? In this format, it is full PPR. We do have to start 3 wide receivers. So we have a decision to make. Hold on a second. Where am I? Okay, I have 2 picks coming up. Let's go ahead. Let's practice what we preach, right? We look at what's going on around us. This guy's up next. He has 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. So he's probably going to take 1 running back, and he's probably going to take 1 wide receiver or a tight end. So let's go ahead and look here. We have Miles Sanders available still. We have Cooper Kupp still available at wide receiver. Then we have T. Higgins would be my next highest guy. Actually, Sutton would be then T. Higgins. And then at running back, it would be Mike Davis and Myles Gaskin for me. So no matter how I look at it, I'm going to have a tier break here, right? Miles Sanders, I do have at the back end of a tier above Gaskin and Mike Davis. And Cooper Kupp, I do have a tier above T. Higgins and Brandon Ayuk. So let's build a little more balance here. We have Carson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 2 guys that I'm relatively confident with. We have Kelsey at tight end already. We have Diggs. We have to start at least 1 more wide receiver than we do running back on a week-to-week basis. Sometimes we might want to start 2. So let's get Cooper Kupp. I like that here in the 5th round. Wide receiver to LA Rams, connected with Matt Stafford now. Stafford does have a good history with his slot receivers, so maybe Cooper Kupp ends up being the alpha. I like Woods more, but I think that it is absolutely within the range of outcomes that Cooper Kupp does finish higher than Robert Woods. Personally, I like Woods better, but it could go either way. But after we go with Cooper Kupp there, we see this guy go with Ayuk and Odell. Okay, that's fine. See, he loaded up with his 2 strong running backs to start with Chubb and Eckler, and now he's just loading up at wide receiver. So this is good for us. I'm glad we went with Kupp because our guy is still there. In the 5th round, or I'm sorry, is this the 6th round? It's the start of the 6th, but still the 6th. Wow, wait. With the way this draft is shaped up, though, it does kind of make sense because Team 1 went with McCaffrey and then loaded up at wide receiver. They're going to start all of those guys. They're going to start Ridley, Metcalf, DJ Moore, and Mike Evans week in and week out. That's crazy. Team 2, Kamara, Michael Thomas, Joe Mixon, Jacobs, and Kenny Golladay. They got their flex already set up with Jacobs, and they got 2 of their 3 wide receivers. This guy's got Dalvin Cook and Montgomery, Jones and Gibson, Derrick Henry, Najee. This guy's got Saquon and Dobbins, Taylor and Akers, Zeke and Swift. And I have Carson and Clyde. So everyone has 2 running backs now. So it makes sense that this would have happened this way because these guys are trying to fill in their positions, fill in their flexes, fill in their wide receivers, whatever. So now it goes Ayuk and Odell starts the 6th, way too early for Odell. But we get to get Miles Sanders here in the 6th round. That is craziness. If this ever happens, just do it. Just pull the trigger. If you ever see fucking Miles Sanders in the 6th round, do it. Yes. Is there some risk with Sanders? Right. Yeah, absolutely. But in the 5th, 6th round, that's incredible value at Miles Sanders because he does have a high ceiling. Hurts obviously should open up the field a little bit for him. And if he can get more involved in the passing game, be more efficient there like he was in 2019. In the back half of 2019, then obviously there's a whole bunch of upside. But after we go with Sanders, we see T. Higgins, T. Higgins, Kyler Murray, TJ Hawkinson, Jamar Chase, Myles Gaskin, Chase Claypool, Mark Andrews, Mike Davis come off the board. The 7 starts with Pitts, Dak, Lamar, Curtis Samuel, Juju, Tyler Boyd, Kareem Hunt, and then Justin Herbert at the 708. And it's back on us. And we're relatively balanced here. We already got our tight end. We don't have to worry about that. We got Diggs and Cooper Kupp, 2 receivers that I'm very confident in. Diggs could finish as the wide receiver 1 overall. Cooper Kupp, I do believe it's within his range of outcomes to finish as a wide receiver 1. And then we have Carson, Clyde, and Miles Sanders. All guys that I don't necessarily think, I do think they all have upside to finish as a running back 1, but it's more likely within the range of outcomes that they're all probably middling to high-end running back 2s, and that's just fine because I can play matchups, whatever I have to do, or I could start all 3 of them week in and week out if everything works out. Now, what do we need to fill out? We could either go with our running back 4 here, or we could get our 3rd wide receiver. We are strong there, or we could look at quarterback. Russell Wilson is still available, but you know what? I see a guy that is still available that I draft all the time. I'm sorry, I just have to do it. We have Etienne there, Edmonds there. Neither guys that I'm really too excited about, but Courtland Sutton is still available here to be my wide receiver 3 to pair with Stephon Diggs and Cooper Kupp, and I absolutely love that. I actually don't hate this start. I really don't hate this start. Look at this team. You got Carson and Clyde as your 2 starting running backs week in and week out. Diggs, Kupp, and Courtland Sutton, Travis Kelce, and Miles Sanders. If it played out this way, I might actually do this. it might be kind of tough. You need the perfect storm, but this is cool. Your draft may end up this way, but it kind of gives you an idea, right? If you do go with that tight end and that wide receiver early, go out, make sure you lock in at least 2 good running backs after that, and then maybe even hammer a third one, get Miles Sanders around earlier, and then come back and get Cortland Sutton as your wide receiver 2, and then come back here and get your wide receiver 3 if that's what needs to happen, right? So after we go with Sutton, we see Russell Wilson, who I probably would have taken there, and Chark come off the board, and it's back on us. Now, there's no quarterbacks that I really want to reach on just yet. I'm fine because I already have Kelsey as my positional advantage. You always want to kind of have some sort of positional advantage of a 10-team league because everyone's team is going to be good. We have 3 wide receivers we're confident in, 3 running backs that we like as well, and now it's back on us, and this is full PPR, and I do like to be strong at running back, right? You guys know this about me. I love to have depth at running back, so I am going to go with another running back here just to quickly touch on it. Robbie Anderson, Will Fuller, Debo, Cooks, Judy, they're all available still. Devontae Smith at wide receiver, but Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars is still here in the 8th round, correct. The 8th round. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in my running back 4. I'm pretty set up at running back. I'll probably take one more upside guy late, but I don't really have to worry about the position. I can focus in now that I have my tight ends and my running backs on a few more wide receivers, get my quarterback, get one more running back later on, and I'm good to go. I'm set up. So after Etienne, and it's full PPR, Etienne, if he lines up in the slot, if he's the passing downs guy, that is great. Will Fuller comes off after us. Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy, Aaron Rodgers, Debo Samuel, Michael Pittman. Wow, at the 8:08. That's super early. I love Pittman, but way too early. Jarvis Landry, Jalen Hurts round out the 8th. The 9th starts with Melvin Gordon, Devontae Parker, Brandon Cooks, Raheem Mostert, James Robinson, Kenyon Drake, Robbie Anderson, and Javonte Williams. I'm glad I took Etienne there because a lot of guys I would have taken here came off the board. Javonte, James Robinson, all those guys. So it is back on us. And what do we got available at wide receiver? I see Laviska still there, Corey Davis, Antonio Brown, Hollywood Brown, Gallup, and then running back Chase Edmonds is still there. Wow. We could have waited and gone with Edmonds. But then we got Tannehill. We got Tom Brady at quarterback. We got Matt Stafford. So a lot of guys I like at quarterback. You know what? How many quarterbacks are there that I really like? Brady, Tannehill, Stafford. So there's 3 of them. I have 2 picks. I'm at least going to get one of them. I mean, I should have a pick of 2 unless this guy have to be goes quarterback. That'd be pretty hilarious, wouldn't it? But anyways, so I'm going to take a wide receiver here. I'm torn between Antonio Brown, who I absolutely love, and Laviska Shenault. But you know what? Hold on. You know what? We just took Etienne, so let's not double up on the Jacksonville Jaguars players. I'm not really into that, obviously, with an offense that is going to be questionable at best, probably. So you know what? Let's take Antonio Brown here of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, my favorite Bucs wide receiver to draft. He was a slight reach, but I do not give a shit. I like Antonio Brown, and as my wide receiver 4, I think that he could compete with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to be the target leader on his team. Is the upside as high? No, not at his age, at where he's at in his career, but he should be safe, and if I have to slot him in my flex and my wide receiver 3 on bye weeks, I will be more than confident to do just that. Now, after we go with Antonio Brown, we see Marquise Brown and Laviska Shenault. And for some fucking reason, Chase Edmonds still here, but I'm not going to pick him because that's just dirty. I don't want to do that. He should already be gone. He should have went before Javonte and, well, maybe not Javonte, depending, but it is full PPR. Probably before Javonte. Before Kenyon Drake, definitely. Before James Robinson, more than likely. Maybe not. Raheem Mostert in full PPR, absolutely. Before Gordon, yes, absolutely as well. So you know what I'm going to do here? We got four running backs, 4 receivers. We got our tight end. I'm going to get a guy that I really love at quarterback, and that is Ryan Tannehill of the Tennessee Titans, right? We talked about Tannehill a little bit. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks to draft. He's got that sneaky rushing upside, and he has a fucking horrifying offense now with Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones. So I'm more than happy with Tannehill as my quarterback. So after Tannehill, we see Chase Edmonds come off the board. Fantasy pros heard me. They said, I'm sorry, we were being stupid. So we took him off the board so you couldn't get him here. Waddle, David Johnson, Michael Gallup, Corey Davis, Donnell Mooney, James Conner, Michael Carter come off the board. The 11th starts with Russell Gage, Jamison Crowder, Zach Moss, Ronald Jones, Trey Sermon, Marvin Jones, Leonard Fournette, and then Noah Fant comes off the board in the 11th. Very late as well. We haven't seen any tight ends come off since the 7th round. That is insane. All right. So we're back here in the 11th round, and it's on us. The cheat sheet, let us pull it up. Now, we are very bleak. We are very, actually, ooh. So at wide receiver, we have Mike Williams, Hilton, Cole Beasley. Nobody I'm really looking at there. We're set at quarterback. We're set at tight end. But there's one guy that sticks out like a sore thumb. It is full PPR, so he is not going to be as valuable because he doesn't catch many passes. But that could change this year, especially if Mac Jones takes over. But I'm going to take Damian Harris here as the last running back that I will draft. Full PPR, he isn't as good as he is in half PPR, but there is a lot of upside if Mac Jones takes over. They lean more on the run game. A report did come out that he's going to be the clear-cut #1 option in the run game this week. How much do I believe of that from a beat reporter regarding the Patriots? Not very much of it, but he is the best guy in their backfield as a rusher, so it probably will be the case. Now, after we go with Damian Harris, we see, who the fuck is that? Kene Nwangu. This guy's a rookie, isn't he? I don't even know what to say. He rounds out the 11th, and the 12th starts with Logan Thomas. Kene Nwangu, huh? I've never seen that before. Okay. This Dynasty? No, this isn't Dynasty. Okay. All right. Back on us. Let's go for the cheat sheet here. And now it's time to just load up on wide receiver, y'all. It is full PPR, so let's see. We got Mike Williams, Cole Beasley, T.Y. Hilton, Jalen Reagor, John Brown, blah, 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 blah. Mecole Hardman, Rashad Bateman's down there. You know what? You know who's a guy that's growing on me a little more, and I like him more in half PPR, is Mike Williams, right? So I got Antonio Brown, Colton Sutton, Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs. I would probably go with Cole Beasley here normally. You know what I mean? Just because it's full PPR and Beasley's kind of like, if Antonio Brown doesn't work out and he gets suspended or something like that, I should have the safety there. But I'm really tempted to go with Mike Williams because I haven't drafted him anywhere. You know what? Let's just treat this more. You know what? We're doing what am I talking about? I drafted Travis Kelce and Stephon Diggs to stop this. This is my alter ego. This is the big shot, dog. The big shot likes the flashy teams, baby. Big shot loves the flashy teams. So you know what? We're going to go with a flashy pick, and we're going to take Mike Williams. But nah, seriously, I do think Mike Williams has a lot of upside. I mean, he always has a lot of upside. But they want to use him in different ways this season. That's what we're hearing, right? They want to use him in different ways. And Mike Williams, if he can stay healthy, has shown flashes where he's had 1,000-yard seasons, 10 touchdown seasons. If he can stay healthy, there's a lot of upside there. So I don't hate Mike Williams here in the 12th round. He's been growing on me a lot. I like him more in half PPR. Obviously, in standard too, but I don't play standard at all. But I like him better in half. But even in full PPR, hey, man, if he comes out, he has the upside to go for 60 catches and 1,100 yards, 8-9 touchdowns. And if you get that in the 12th round, I mean, do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. He would have to play 17 games. But regardless, it's a good upside pick. So after Mike Williams, we see Hunter Henry, T.Y. Hilton, Devin Singletary, Tom Brady, Nelson Aguilar, Dallas Goedert, Evan Engram, and Nyheim Hines. And then start the 13th, Robert Tonyan, Sterling Shepard, A.J. Dillon, Irv Smith, Henry Ruggs, Mike Gesicki, Gus Edwards, and J.D. McKissic. We're locked in everywhere. We're just slamming wide receiver until the end. And I did just notice that Cole Beasley's still available. So beautiful. Let's just grab him. The anti-vax captain himself. I'm not going to speak on that whatsoever. He's just going nuts these days, my boy Cole Beasley. He's going nuts. But as long as he plays this season, which I would hope he does, he's a safe floor play. You know, we have Antonio Brown, we have Mike Williams, guys that have either on the field injury concern or off the field risks in case of Antonio Brown. So to get a guy here that we know that we can slot in when we have to, if either of those guys aren't available, is very good at this point in the draft. Jeff Wilson, don't fucking draft him. He's on the pup. Latavius Murray starts the 14th and it's back on us. Let's scroll down just a little bit. We got 3 picks left, so let's just get through this shit. All right. Very easy. Let's just do it. Boom. Yep. Rashad Bateman. The disrespect. It's so real. It's so fucking real, man. It's so real. I just drafted Rashad Bateman again in another mock draft. Of course I did. So I don't have to talk about this. If you're new, I don't know what to tell you, man. I love Rashad Bateman. I love the talent of Rashad Bateman. I know that, oh my God, the Ravens aren't going to throw the ball enough. Yes, they're going to throw the ball more. Are they going to throw the ball 600 times? No, but 500, I do think is within the question. And I think Rashad Bateman overtakes Marquise Brown as the #1 wide receiver, not option. Mark Andrews probably #1 option. #1 wide receiver on this team this season. So that's why I went with Bateman. So after Bateman, we see Burrow, Stafford. Wow, in the 14th round. What a great value for him. Gabriel Davis, Jamal Williams, another great value. Jared Cook, Tony Pollard, Tariq Cohen, Trevor Lawrence, and then the 15 starts with Mecole Hardman, Tua, Jonnu, Jalen Reagor, Elijah Moore, Darrell Henderson, John Brown, and Christian Kirk. And it's back on us. Another wide receiver pick here. We have Quarterbacks we're comfortable with. We have a wide receiver we're comfortable with. Is there any value at running back? No. James White, Philip Lindsay, Alexander Madison, Rashad Penny. Don't hate Alexander Madison here. Who's here wide receiver? You have Paris Campbell, Denzel Mims, Darius Slay, and Rondell Moore, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I'm going deep at running back here. I got my 6th running back. I'm going to take Alexander Madison. You know what I mean? Little upside pick. I mean, I'm not sold on holding on to him, but if there's other guys I can drop, he would probably be the last guy that I drop just because he's that handcuff. He's a big-time handcuff. I mean, he sucked last year when he got the opportunity, but whatever. So we take Alexander Madison as a handcuff to not a guy we have, but guy with a lot of upside if Dalvin Cook does happen to go down in the first few weeks of the season. Gronk and Matt Ryan round out the end of the 15th and the start of the 16th. And now it's on us for our last pick. Just get one more wide receiver and call it a day. Paris Campbell's there. Mims, Perryman, Sanders, Rondell Moore, Jacoby Myers, AJ Green, Sammy Watkins, blah, 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 blah. You go down. Probably usually just go with Terrace Marshall here. But I always draft Terrace Marshall. Where is Terrace Marshall? I think Terrace Marshall got... Oh, no, he's right there. Never mind. I couldn't find him on the phone version of this when I was doing some mocks earlier this week. But anyways, you know what? Let's do something a little bit different. Emmanuel Sanders has been getting talked up in Buffalo, but we have Stephon Diggs already. Perryman, this is full PPR. Who do I like the best in full PPR here? Probably Paris Campbell, honestly. I don't have Pittman. I usually don't draft Paris Campbell because of Pittman, but he's going to line up in the slot for this team. He's going to be involved. He has been injured. He has shown a lot of upside as well. So Paris Campbell will round out our team, and we got a B. We got an 86 out of 100. That is just fine for me. Look at that. They got a little advertisement for Underdog. Underdog's dope. If you guys haven't played best ball before, go sign up for Underdog. You know what? Obviously, it's not me. Use code BDGE. They'll give you $25 for free. There you go, Nick. I hope you enjoy that, man. I hope some of my people go and use it. You can do this best ball mania shit. It's super, super fun. Just look into it on there. It's like a huge, huge, huge tournament with a bunch of people in it. Really fun, really fun. I've done like 10 entries. But anyways, let's get to it. Let's look at our team. So we went with Kelsey, Diggs, Carson, Clyde, Cooper Kupp, Miles Sanders, Cortland Sutton, Travis Etienne, Antonio Brown, Tannehill, Damian Harris, Mike Williams, Cole Beasley, Rashad Bateman, Alexander Madison, and Paris Campbell in the last round. It's a good team, man. I like it. You know what I mean? You got Tannehill at quarterback. You got Carson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You got Stephon Diggs, Cortland Sutton, and Cooper Kupp as your wide receivers. Travis Kelce at tight end. Miles Sanders in your flex. You got Antonio Brown, Damian Harris, Etienne, Mike Williams, Cole Beasley, Rashad Bateman, all guys that could kind of slot into your flex position, slot in on bye week. So I do like it. Probably not something I would personally do, but in this was the perfect draft for this with how it started with all those running backs. That's why I decided this was the perfect one to do this and experiment what Kelce would look like, especially in a 10-team league, because positional advantage is so much more important. That's what I got for y'all today. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed the mock. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Also, let me know any mocks that you would like to see me do in the future. Let me know if y'all are interested at all in doing a mock with me, like with the community. That would be really cool as well. I've had people ask for that. So if y'all are interested in that at all, let me know. If there's any other videos you want to see, anyone you want to see me talk about, whatever, talk amongst yourselves, talk to me. I'd love to get to know you guys, the ones that I don't know personally a little bit better. That would be super, super sick. But that's what I got for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Help me reach my goal of 200 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the fantasy football season. If you listen to the podcast, leave a 5-star review no matter where you are and hop over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. That's it. That's all. That's all there is. I hope y'all enjoyed. I really hope you did. Me and my boy, we are out. I will catch y'all next time. And as always, thank you. Love you. Peace.